Okay, we're live. Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. We have a Friday. You know what? It's getting kind of late. It's April 22nd. It's a little after 11 Eastern. It's my normal time, give or take 3 or 4 minutes. And once again, I apologize. I treat everyone and respect everyone's time. I'm just trying to collaborate or trying to put something together or rearrange before I come here. Am I on the video? Hold on, let's do some video here. Let me start hold on, guys. Start video. All right. Am I in the video? All right, whatever. How you doing? Okay, so as we get a bigger and bigger audience, let me log into TradeGATEHub, by the way. As we get a bigger and bigger audience, as I just got off here with the line with Coach, and he was saying we were going back and forth, if you will, about a couple of things, and Mo happened to mention this before, that, hold on. Yeah, that, good morning, Coach. Thank you. Yeah, now I'm on the video. Okay, good morning, everyone. All right. So a couple of people have said that there's a lot of data, or this is an active room. And quite honestly, it might be arguable of how people take a teaching method. I certainly am consistent and sympathetic. I've been there, and believe me, you know what, this is a job where when you say you've been there, it's not like you went through the minor leagues and then you're in a Major League Baseball player and stay there. Being there means sometimes you question your abilities. I do sometimes too. I mean, I don't, I'm not, it's not gonna ever, I'm gonna die in front of the screen. I'm not gonna lie. So, if I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. But it's just like I said this morning on TradeGATEHub right here. And I wanted to talk about two things going forward, because listen, there's a lot of movement in the market. I'm going to show you, Coach and I are showing you where the movement is, what to do, and maybe how to interpret it. But like I said here, and Anthony Crudell, by the way, he's a very, very good trader. And, becoming a trader is easy, but staying one is hard. You know what I mean? It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Do you think if you own a business, say on the Jersey Shore Boardwalk, I'm obviously from New York, although I get questions from being in New Jersey, and you have a bad season, you know what I mean? Or something close up and that's it. You just shut down shop. No, you reassess your inventory. You try to make up for lead time, try to make up for some margins on the time when it comes to next season, you try to make up for whatever you adjust to, you know what I mean? It's not an easy ride, and it shouldn't be, being like this. And right after this, I'll maybe go hit a bucket of golf balls. I'm being facetious, but if I want to, I can. It's right down the road. So, and I want to get into something else. And excuse me, for those of you who have followed my Twitter feed, and you should, that I was watching these ESPN documentaries, these 30 for 30, these documentaries about extraordinary sports moments or stories, if you will. And one was about Greg Norman, one of the best golfers of all time. As a matter of fact, he held the record, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, 350 plus weeks as being the number one golfer in the world. What is that, 5 years? Okay. So eventually at one point, everybody starts to get stale or question themselves a lot. So when Greg Norman was winning all these tournaments, he was the number one in the world. And the story was specifically about how he had a 6-shot lead in the final rounds of the Masters, the one tournament he wanted to win. Everybody does. That's the one, arguably, or not arguably, depending. And how he gave up that, he just collapsed, a couple of times he completely collapsed, and it was considered one of the biggest choking stories in history. So what did Greg Norman do? Still at the top of his game. It didn't knock him off the number one world ranking. Then he finished second in the Masters, just happened to lose it. He didn't, Nick Faldo didn't win it. That's who won it. He lost it. So he went to Jack Nicklaus, who arguably again set the tone. And he sat down in front of Jack Nicklaus and he said, Jack, I don't know really I'm talking about tough trading right now, if you will. And it is, don't get me wrong. Position wise, let me digress. I'm being somewhat hypocritical, and I apologize to everybody else, even more so myself, to myself, even more so everybody else, that, if I came in flat every day, it'd be a borderline 6-figure day. We'll get into trades in a second, but, it's very difficult to, it's a game where it's almost like the Masters. Every shot is precise. It's when it almost after the ball within, like, as Greg Norman quotes, a 3 by 3 foot area. It's very easily, you could see, and you will see if you haven't. And if you haven't seen it yet, you haven't traded long enough, that a lot of losses can exacerbate or multiply quicker than the winners does. It's not the cliche of everybody can handle a winner. It's how you handle a loser. So the point of Greg Norman's story was that he asked Jack Nicklaus, he says, Jack, I love the game and I have so much passion. And, what do I do? And Jack Nicklaus very simply says one word. He says, when you get on the driving range and hit golf balls, what is your purpose? Why are you hitting those golf balls? You've won several majors. You're rich beyond whatever, and blah blah blah. And then actually, what happened is the story goes that if he won the next tournament, which is the Canadian Open, but would help me. Listen, I know what to do. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm making trading hard. I'm making trading hard. I'm not saying so much now, but it's not that trading is hard. At this point in my career, I'm making it hard. So what is my purpose here? When I just turn on the computer day after day after day and sit in front of here, passionate, if you will, but at the end, what is really my purpose for that day? And I want everybody else to be reminded about that. It's a key. It's key. And if you can do that, and obviously I'm going through my list and we go through routine. I'm proud of the routine. From what I gather here, and I'm open to suggestions, it's 5-star data. And I at least pride myself on bringing that to you. It's up to you. I'm trying to have you interpret it. If you can eventually interpret it yourself, that'd be great. That's really what the ultimate goal is. So, it's very important from now on, well, not from now on, to be reminded that what is the actual purpose of being here? And the purpose really is not to be right. It's to make money. And I do so even more so, because I have a handful of boutique clients, if you will, and that really is my purpose from an active level, which is basically my account and Tim's account, if you will. It's to have purpose. How you doing? Nice trade, Mike V. So let's get back into everything here. All right. So I'll stop pontificating. And the reason why I can afford to pontificate or preach, if you will, is that, go up on the red button here. We have the YouTube, the TradeGATEHub YouTube channel. Go back and look at all our videos. Yeah, right here, we're going to go to. Right here, new share. If I have to share again, I will. I have no problem sharing. Okay, go back and listen. These are the videos. Go back and watch our playlist. This is our trading DNA. And by the way, Coach, who I say all the time, if I haven't said it here, I say it definitely privately. This guy brings in 5-star guests. Now, these people, they make a difference. They add, they're brought into my universe, into your universe, to the point where they're part of our plan. So let me go back to what's going on TradeGATEHub here and reshare again, as everything is breaking lower, but that's okay. Is everything breaking lower? I think they might be. Shall I look? I will look. All right, we're okay. All right. So let me make sure. Going back to again, you know what? It's food for thought going into the weekend. Like Coach always says and reminds me, you're not going to make the weekend. And as Coach says right here, we were going back and forth. And one of the last thing he says before we got on, and he was correct, is let me get to it because it was important. All right, hold on, Coach. SPX coming, 4,200 coming, 45. Now we talked about, okay, so listen, it's headed that way, and that's because Coach has a high opinion. I respect him highly, but the price action, more importantly, is telling me that way. So as a person that, that actively trades and could take good money out of the market every day, but yes, as a macro level, it probably is looking that way to a degree. As a matter of fact, if we go through a little bit more pain, longer term, if you will, I would probably welcome that because that is the retest that we argued about so many times. That looks like it's coming to fruition. And thank God I kept that in the back of my head as I didn't add it to the long-term accounts and don't average down precipitously into losers because there is, some of these growth stocks, they may stay growth stocks or, CF may be the new growth stock for a cycle or for 4 to 5 years, who knows? So bottom line is, and getting back to the original statement, we bring you a lot of data and it's an active room. So what I'm going to do is maybe articulate even more what my trade is and what my point is, what my target is and how long, because some people are, more shorter term. This is a room. At Newmont Mining, I was in for 18 minutes, made 22,000. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean like I think it's going to go that much higher. I got out of it. I timed it poorly, and I'll show you how I timed it poorly. And by the way, once again, if I wasn't so inundated or have a couple of positions that were bothering me, it poisoned my thinking where I would have made the real money. So the bottom line is what I know with the traders, and the real trading is made on a concentrated handful of positions. Unfortunately for me, it's not my style. I'm somewhat out of my style where I'm holding more positions than I used to. Not that I like to, because obviously I'm the one that set the table, but then I, it's just not my style. Okay. So Coach, good point. SPX 4,500. Look at this going back to, a couple of years now, everybody's the most underweight, if not short technology. They're working, but at some point, it's got to wear off. Okay. Helene, go through this again. This week was for the bears across the board. He's right. Verizon down 6%. It's a big deal. I said, Coach, you want to join the webcast? We were looking to spar a little bit. Maybe because I was maybe I'm in the right church, wrong pew at the moment. How about that? Coach, bravo. Well done. And by the way, that's wiser to bid than ask. If you go here to Coach, likes, tweets, and replies, go back and watch this video that Dale made on the 19th. And it's an important video. As a matter of fact, I'm going to save it. It's probably going to go into my, not that he was wrong. It's the way it was not it's not how he was right. It's not that he was right. It was how he was right. So bravo, Coach. Good trade. By the way, everybody should be following who I follow. Share the news, one I added today. If I go off on tangents, I apologize. Great for real-time news right here. 8 minutes, target lowered. This is what you want. Free news. I used to pay $2,000 a month for this. Go to share the news. Or you can just go to TradeGATEHub and go right here. Where are we? Charts, top news. The news feed that we all curated ourselves. Very nice. Stocks 31 seconds ago. Forex 19 minutes ago. Global headlines 7 minutes ago. It's brilliant. Okay, getting back to TradeGATEHub. Okay. So this is our plan for today. The levels hold important. Now, let me go back to something else, and I was pointing with this. Let me go to the screen. I'll share screen. As the futures break lower, but that's okay. They always do when I'm doing a video. New share. Where is this thing? New share. Okay. Here we have right here. Make sure I'm doing this correctly. Bear with me, guys. It's one of those days. Okay. As I told you, stockbeat.com. It's a good service. Okay. Now, you want to go with up high and relative volume. Okay. All you need right here. Kimberly Clark, Bravo Lewis. CLF, that had earnings. And I posted, let's look at that one. Hold on. CLF. This is an important one. It was brought up today. Trust me, go through the feed. I said that's an important one. NTNX. See, CLF breaks after earnings. That's an important one today at earnings. That's a macro commodity move, if you will. Obviously, Alcoa is still breaking low. Newmont Mining still down 3.5. Newmont Mining got into 60 this morning. I'll show you where I bought it. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. So bottom line is this. Let me be redundant with that word bottom line. Okay. Relative volume. 3-month high, near all-time high. So Cerner is good. Snap obviously had earnings. Carvana had a 30-point range yesterday that I pointed out. RLX goes with CD. You should know that from China. BABA hanging very well. SLAB at earnings, SLB. So BABA with 1.7% of its volume. And by the way, the volume is not skewed as of 11:20 a.m. Eastern is something I want to keep an eye on. And why do we want to keep an eye on that? As I said, TradeGATEHub this morning. Let me make sure I'm sharing again properly. Now, one of the questions today is this. BABA, 48% volume is at highs. Is that a tell? So do the Chinese stocks hold, and the rest of these growth stocks, come up, or does the Chinese stocks eventually pull back? So you have to know which is the catalyst right forward. The commodity stocks are acting poor, which is really what you want right now, but everything across the board is acting poor. So which is not what you want. CLF, look at this on CLF. You know what? That's why another reason how I got dismayed into having too many positions and going out of my game plan. And this is one of them. New share. This is the chart on Cliff. Where is my short on Cliff this morning? Alcoa came in and all the other ones came in. So why wouldn't Cliff? So I started off Cliff. Here's my short. I think I shorted 2,000 shares. My first short on Cliff, 32.50. My second short on Cliff, 32.40. But the problem with shorting and being a contra trader is you're fighting such the trend that I covered it. And I said I didn't want it out of it. So 2,000 shares, I could have put a stop order in a new high. I covered at 32.50. Now the stock's 30.15. That's $2.50 on Cliff as every other commodity is pulling back. Now it's breaking the 50 day, the 8th day and the 20th day. It's probably a short here. Nucor put me through pain yesterday, and I was early. I wish I had, this chart doesn't show the pains of the charts there. That was a blow off top, if you will, that volume. Coach, I talked to him right here on the FCX trade. I said, Coach, I don't really like FCX here at 51. Stock's 42. Jesus Christ. BTU, another one. I shorted it this morning. I think I shorted this too, and I got shaken out. How about Newmont Mining? Let's go to Newmont. All right. This is what I did. So Newmont had earnings. Okay. So let's go to the long-term chart on Newmont. Ooh. Keeping in mind is this is what Alcoa did yesterday, as Larry would say, from 87 to 68, broke at 3 moving averages in one day with 5 times its volume. It's over. You know what I mean? Obviously, maybe not long term. It's holding the Big Daddy 200 day, but that's what I looked at. So I'm looking at Newmont this morning, and as I went into TradeGATEHub here, I posted. Where is this thing? My first post on Newmont Mining, and I did it. Why? I wasn't, I'm not stocking this thing away. Newmont Mining in 3 days, or whatever you want to call it, 4 days, 5 days, goes from 86 to 69. Am I still sharing here? I mean, that's amazing. And I got to be in it no matter what. So Newmont, what's today? So this is the daily. I did post Newmont. I was buying at 74. It's on the record. So why did I pick 74? I went to the weekly on Newmont. And let's even look at the daily. I picked 74 right here. It should be here because that's why I did it. Right around here. 74, 75. I thought they would break the strike price of 75. It's a thick stock. It did. So I started nibbling at 74. So let's look at the outside the range. So the stock, I mean, you could have shorted 77. So I bought some, maybe I bid for it. I didn't get it. So something was in my account plummeting, and this thing was going down right into like 925. This move from 9 to 930 is 74, 69. On top of this, I said, what's going on here? So Newmont Mining, I said, all right, I'm pounding away. 70 to 71, I started buying aggressively. And I sold it at 73.50. So normally I would have 10 or 15,000 shares of this thing, but I was getting poisoned the other way. So I think I made 5 or 6 grand on top of having it a bad trade. It wasn't really that good of a trade. What else did we do? What's the market doing now? All right, Nevada hanging in there. GFS. I bought this, a semi-stock this morning. Started buying Global Foundries. It goes with AMD. Blah. It never broke low. AMD, I saw it was positive this morning. You know, I could be doing a doji. Certainly, I'd like more. It's not pulling a baba. AMD, after being down from 124, my God, to 90 in a month, less than a month. That needs more volume for me. It's probably going to set around the strike price. It's 90. You know what I mean? It's on the list. It's a watch list. It's not. AMD is not really for me right now. Gee, I know you asked it first. A 25% position. It's going to take some time. It needs a catalyst. You know what I mean? It's got it. This is now a 3 to 4 month cycle. It's, you know, you need time. Gap Stores got annihilated this morning. I sold this thing. Where is it now? Thank God. Let's look at Gap. Gap Stores is considered to be a takeover or a takeover activist thing. So you know what? I said, let me try to. I bought it, and I bought it poorly. It went to 1108. I started buying more at 1140. Sold it like 1190. I bought some overnight. That's why it says it there. I bought some early yesterday. What else is moved? So, do I have any questions? Any questions, anyone? Here are the futures, 4337. Let's look at the U.S. mover list. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. This is what's breaking. This is my son going away. What's breaking higher? FRGE. Does it have the volume? Yes, it's a one-day wonder. SICD. Kimberly Clark, great call, Lewis. Go to another Chinese stock. VRM, not interested, but I am interested on the break low list. And you got some big stocks. Gap Stores, 18%. HCA, a behemoth of a healthcare stock or hospital stock, if you will. THC. This said earnings yesterday was up $5 at one point. THC. I thought about shorting it. So THC, which is a major company, went from 93 to 77. Granted, the volume doesn't look big, but when it has volume, it moves. So you got to be aware of this thing. You know what I mean? I know it's not on everybody's list, but it should be. I mean, it's a mover, and I post them. AEO going down with Gap Stores. What else? ALVR was on the list. JNUNG, Urban's breaking low. What's near the high now? Twitter. You have to watch Twitter over the weekend. Husa, Tal. So it's not, you know what? Let me finish and go here. Whoa. New share. Let's go to TradeGATEHub. Let's look at what's going on here. I get the pencil. Why is the pencil there? Oh, okay. Now I don't have the pencil. Okay. I'm going to be brief because I'm not going to be doing much. It's very good for active trading. I'll tell you what I have my list on. Okay. So right now, new highs. What's breaking new highs as of 11:25? CTIC, EA, CERN, Twitter, STLD. Somehow STLD is up and Nucor's down. I don't get it. UAL still hanging in there. It's going to be a secular trade. Lewis could call. High Peak Energy. Cliff, AAL. What's most active now in the past 5 minutes? Swin, AT&T going down with Verizon. Netflix, no bottom. AMD's going down now, is it? Ugh. What's moving up now? Hopefully it's some of mine at this time. BXNF Gap Stores is moving up a little. All right, they could take it. Underwear, Under Armour. Hood, don't know interest. Robe, RBLX. Where's RBLX? On them in yet? RBLX. Look at RBLX. This was in the fund. Took a loss, and I should. RBLX, Roblox. Look at this thing. Wow. What's the other one? Unity Software. I know what's going on. Unity. That's about to break too. This is one of my favorites. Goldman's best idea, Baba. Is it hanging in there? No, it isn't. Ooh, I'm getting calls now. Okay, let's see what else. Any other questions, guys, or anybody? Thanks, Mike. Let's keep it going. Yeah, we're going to listen. We're going to be here later. We're going to be here every day. And like I say, what are the wise guys doing? Oh, this is what's wrong. Get out of there. Okay, SPY. I hope everybody's seeing this. You share. Okay. EVG are bearish. Netflix puts. Nevada seeing some spec interest, but these are little pikers. So these are traders. Nevada calls, a little Nevada calls. Tesla calls. UAL still bullish. Anti-VIX always remains on the squeeze signal. So we're selling off here. So I'm going to go and start buying some things. So what am I going to buy? Hopefully, NVAX, NTNX, BFRI, EWV, lithium, Rite Aid, NTNX. Come on, guy. I deserve better. So let me look at my screen here. What am I going to start nibbling on? What I should be doing is buying green, the Tim Fiordi relative strength. But this is not the day to do that because it looks like the commodities are the one that's still going down. Alcoa breaking low. Newmont. Hold on, let me take these off here. Chart parameters. These are, I'm trying to show regular trading hours. Newmont. Remove all trend lines. So what's near the high? PDD, BABA hanging in there. Tesla hanging in there. Upstart looks okay. Why aren't we buying Upstart at 76.20 with decent volume? Square, nobody wants an interest. PayPal again. PayPal. I bought it this morning. You know what? Yeah, I bought it this morning and I sold it right away. I said something's not, even though PayPal is doing this and it had decent volume yesterday, I thought it was going to start to capitulate. Am I on the right screen? Come on, bastard. I thought PayPal was going to capitulate. So today, hold on. Square share screen. PayPal today. Chart parameters. So the good thing is I'm not throwing darts. I started buying PayPal here. 89.20. I sold at 89.50. So it went to 90. Big deal. But for a stock that's doing this, I'm looking for this move here. You know what I mean? I'm looking to buy 6,000 shares. I'm not looking for, this little, I'm looking for it to capitulate. So I sold it right away. I don't know what I would buy here. Nevada's hanging in there. AMD's positive. Nucor's down 7. I messed that trade up. Facebook. Look at Facebook. Snap. Facebook. What are you going to do here? I mean, this thing's look like it's on the ledge. Is this going to hold? I mean, this could be the one of the perfect inverse head and shoulders of all time if this holds 186. If it doesn't, it's going to be one of the greatest shorts. You know what I mean? So there's Facebook. There's Google. I told you this was key this morning. This is Google. This is, call me a boomer and a Generation Xer, but this tells more to me than Alcoa being down, to be honest with you. Alcoa tells us things about the economy macro, but this is where the big money and the big funds are. They are. Microsoft. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? I know the Nasdaq's oversold. So when things are on a buy signal, what am I going to do? Am I going to go in Chevron that was down $8 yesterday? Now it looks like this. I don't like the Chevron down this bear flag. Do you, coach? So I don't know what's going to move right now. NVAX. Where's NTNX? I love it. Now, but it broke its moving averages now. It has support, but I'm not willing to add. Snow, Twitter, big deal. Mara, Bitcoin, no interest over the weekend. I bought BITO and I bought a lot of it. I bought the Bitcoin Trust because it came across the option flow in the Jesus feed. So once again, I think I bought about 8 or 12,000 shares. I bought it here. I bought Bitcoin this morning, the BTF 525, the nice whole option number I talk about. I added to it at 25.20, a lot of it. Like I had like 20,000 shares of it. But then I looked at the long-term chart. I said, you know what? I'm against the tide. And I sold it immediately for a little bit of a loss, as you could see, at 25.20. And now I'd be upset. It's 24.84. It's not a lot, but I did have 20,000. So right now that would turn into a mosquito bite. It'll bother me over the weekend. It would ruin my lunch. And I'd come back and be looking at the thing over the phone. So I got out of it. Okay. I'm going to stop pontificating. Thanks, Mike. Any other questions, gents, or anyone? G? Mo? Kimberly Clark Lewis? All right. I'll let everybody go. After I come back, I'll post what I'm doing in the afternoon plan. And then I'll answer all questions. And as like I said, I'm not putting I'm not adding to my longer term positions that I'm down on. If I have 2,000 shares or something, maybe I'll buy 100, but this is certainly not an average down situation. Maybe this is, and you could say Mike V called the bottom, whatever, but you know what I mean? For me to add into these positions, these good stocks, all in Bank of America, all in Lewis, all in. Okay. Yeah. This is what Lewis wants about all. He was doing so. You were doing so good until you said all in. Why do I want to be an all in on BAC? There it is. Let's go to the weekly. First of all, it's the poor man's bank. I'm not going to lie to you. So I don't even know why you like BAC. Why don't you like Citibank? That it wants to at least have, well, I know I like BAC over Citibank. JP Morgan. Well, you know what, Lewis? BAC is holding up better than you know. Maybe you do. Maybe he has a point. BAC weekly. You know what? The line in the sand on BAC could be here. 37, right? As opposed to the other ones. Not bad. You know what? I retract. No, that's a weekly. I retract it. That's a bit, yeah. All right, not bad. I take it, we'll take it back for lack of more. BAC noted on Lewis. We'll keep a chart on that one. All right, so we'll see if we bounce from here. We're not. As a matter of fact, we're going lower. BWV is going. We got something moving here. All right. Oh, that doesn't help. Oh, I see. This thing went right back. Okay, so everyone, so any other questions? Lewis, BAC noted. So trade well, have a plan. I don't know if anybody's going to really listen. If they do, if you want to take a binary chance to a degree, the market's making daily moves like it's a binary basis, bottom line. You know what I mean? Go, this is a weekend. I don't know if someone steps up in the weekend and they want to, and it goes their way, you probably deserve to get paid, but there are better trades out there. That's all I'm going to say. So let's be tactical. Let's keep our eye on Alcoa, GLD. Let's keep our eye on stocks like Chevron, Tesla. Let's look at BABA, steel. Let's look at what's rotating. That's all. So look at Gap Stores. UAL holds in. UAL's up $2. The rest are down. So it tells me it's the stock picking. That's all. So have a good day, everyone. Cheers, and have a good weekend if we don't see you.